Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our MC for the evening, Mr. Tommy McFLY.
How's it going, everybody? How we doing? People at the bar, grab your drink, join us, grab a seat. Welcome, everybody. People on the stream, how's it going? What's going on, everyone? My goodness, you all look beautiful and handsome and all of the things. How's it going? Welcome, everyone. I'm Tommy McFLY. I'm so stoked to be with you for the Lila Bean Foundation 10th Annual Fall Ball. Let's hear it for being at a place together. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is so great. As you can tell, I am also standing in solidarity with the folks who are watching from home. It's a hybrid event, and so why not make it happen, right? Also, people in the room, how come no one else thought of this? Hybrid event, you can dress like at home, but coming to a place. Just thinking is all. I want to bring our audiences together tonight. I want to say hi to everybody watching on the stream. So people in the room, turn around to the camera back there and say hi to everyone watching. People from all around the Beltway. People as far as Washington State, as Colorado, as Missouri, Massachusetts. We have a family tuning in from Paris, France tonight in the wee hours of the morning. Which, by the way, friends from Paris, France, we're going to charge you euros for whatever you do in the paddle and also whatever you do in the silent auction. It's just better for the charity that way. I'm sorry, it's a rule I just made. Euros for everybody. That's how this is going to go down for our friends from Paris, France. Also, we have an entire hockey team watching us tonight. Have you all heard of the Capitals? The Columbus Capitals are watching us tonight. They're at a tournament in Michigan. Sam and the team, guys, good luck in the tournament. Let's give them some Maryland love for the tournament in Michigan. We're so happy that you're with us, and I'm so honored to be here as we look back at 10 years of the Lila Bean Foundation. And we look ahead to the next 10 years, where money raised, where research done will eradicate childhood brain cancer in the next 10 years. I want to note for you, too, that the silent auction, that wraps up at 9:45. So I know you're getting those texts. Your bids can keep happening. You can also check out our awesome live auction items that are coming up. The Kinlock Golf Tournament and the Mexico trip. That's in there as well. Keep on bidding, especially whoever is bidding on the Dabney. It's great. It's a little frustrating for me who's bidding against you, but hey, it's all for a good cause. So that's great. Let's get the show started. What do you say? Let's welcome up an incredible mom to Lila and the ferocious founder and executive director of the Lila Bean Foundation, Nicole Giroux.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, whether here in the room or virtually. Our 10th annual Fall Ball. It's kind of hard to believe. This year's theme is Hope on the Horizon. It allows us to reflect on the last 10 years of all that we have accomplished together, but also to dream about the impact that we can make in the next decade. I'm so grateful to my family, Mike, Braden, and Lila. It's truly an honor to do this work on behalf of so many children, families, doctors, all who have one thing in common, and that's to do better for our children with brain cancer. I'd like to start by thanking all of our sponsors, but especially our Courage Award sponsor, the V3 Gate Foundation, sitting up front right here. Please make sure to check out all of our great sponsors in your program and on the mobile bidding app. We are also incredibly grateful to our host committee, all of the volunteers and board members who make this event happen. Over the past 10 years, we have raised almost $2 million for childhood brain cancer research. But there's still more work to be done, and that's why we're here tonight. Progress in research requires an understanding of what is going on at the molecular level across the 100+ types of childhood brain tumors. Without this understanding, it's impossible to accurately identify trends and treatment strategies. It's like trying to put together the Lego Death Star without an instruction manual. The Lila Bean Foundation is honored to be a member of the Children's Brain Tumor Network, also known as CBTN. CBTN is a multi-institutional brain tumor research program which is home to the world's most comprehensive repository of childhood brain tumors. CBTN enables researchers to collaborate in real time on behalf of all children diagnosed with a brain tumor. In September of this year, the CBTN was notified that the National Cancer Institute would be financially supporting the molecular profiling of 5,000 biospecimens. This is the first time that this much data about childhood brain tumors will be available to researchers, and it has the potential to change the research and treatment landscape forever. The money that we raise here tonight will support these efforts in real time because our kids need cures now. It will help to bring in data engineers, bioinformaticians, and equipment to process and analyze the valuable data, which will then inform the development of clinical trials and advancements in precision medicine for children with brain cancer. These advancements will finally impact the speed with which research can be conducted, accelerating the timeline to potentially impact a generation of kids with brain tumors. And I cannot tell you how thrilled I am about this opportunity. Thank you to all of you who've been with us the past decade. There are many of you in the room tonight, and all of you who are joining us for the first time tonight. Please know that together, this community does make a difference in the lives of children and families affected by brain cancer. It's my great honor to introduce the keynote speaker for the evening, but before I do, I just want to remind you there are several opportunities to give tonight. The silent auction, as Tommy said, will be open until 9:45 on your mobile app. We'll have a Raise the Paddle effort as well as 2 live auction items. And then I ask that you, if you're not already, many of you are, but to consider becoming an 11 for 11 member, which you can check out on our website. Now I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Andrew Kaczynski. Andrew is a senior editor and reporter of CNN's KFILE, but most importantly, he is father to Francesca, also fondly known as Beans. Francesca was diagnosed with ATRT, a very aggressive type of brain cancer, in the spring of 2020 and passed away less than a year later. Since then, Andrew has been a powerful voice in the media and amongst those advocating for more government funding for childhood cancer research. I can't thank him and his wife, Rachel, enough for being here with us tonight to share their story. Please help me welcome Andrew to the stage.
I just wanted to thank all of you guys for coming to this event. Just, before I begin my speech, being a father of losing someone, my daughter, to cancer, just being involved and seeing so many people who don't have necessarily a connection to the childhood cancer community just means so much to so many of us. It really does. So thank you for being here and, supporting this organization, because it really means a lot, because the way we're going to cure these diseases is making sure these oncologists have the funding they need. The day that my daughter was diagnosed with cancer is a day I'm never going to forget. It was September of last year, and it was a perfect sunny day without a cloud in the sky. My wife and I laid in the grass with our daughter, and I remember thinking to myself that life couldn't get any better than that. But that night our lives were shattered forever when our 6-month-old daughter, Francesca, who we nicknamed Beans because she looked like a little bean on the ultrasound, started vomiting and wouldn't stop. After a visit to the urgent care where they told us she had a stomach bug, we took her to the ER. Our gut had told us that something wasn't right. It was there that we learned the awful truth. She had a brain tumor, which was soon diagnosed as ATRT, known as atypical teratoid rhabdoid tumor. It's a brain cancer with a survival rate of less than 10% for children under 1. So many of the details of that day will be etched in my mind forever, and it's when I first learned about childhood cancer. I remember calling my family that night in the ER, unable to even say the words that Francesca had cancer. That day will always be the worst day of my life because it was the day everything was shattered forever. Sadly, every 3 minutes, a new child gets diagnosed with cancer and a new family enters this terrible world. Nationally, 1 in every 285 children get diagnosed with cancer. Many people don't know, but childhood cancer is the #1 disease-related killer of our kids. What is childhood cancer? It's waking up one morning and not knowing your world will be destroyed with a diagnosis. It's emergency surgeries and calls to loved ones to break the news to them. It's dropping your entire life, your work, your family, and your social life to care for your kid. Visits to oncologists, specialists, and surgeons in the days following a diagnosis. It's trips to and from the hospital, and is sitting by your child's side as they struggle through treatment, holding them as they struggle to understand what has happened and why this has happened to you. It is also smiles and entertainment in the hospital. It is sitting by your child's side through the bad diagnosis and putting on that strong face for them, carrying your kid home in your arms after a long walk because they just aren't feeling well and just want to be held. It's the triumph of beating the disease, the euphoria of a good scan, trips to physical therapy because childhood cancer doesn't end when treatment's over. For so many, it's lifelong. Struggling to pay bills, moving away from family, and doing every single thing you would ever do to save your child's life. It's being with your child when they die, and it is going on because you have no other choice. My daughter died of cancer, but her story isn't done. She lives on in our efforts to fight pediatric brain cancer, and she lives on in the hope and joy she inspired in this world. She lives on in my wife and I, and we remember her every day and the lessons that she teaches us and continues to teach us. When you lose your child, your life is never the same. Never, ever, ever, ever. We call it the dividing line in our lives. None of those who have lost a child or had a child with cancer will ever be the same. When Francesca was diagnosed, the outpouring of love and support was something I would have never imagined. And it's what drives me to do events like this, because so many people helped us out, and I just want to continue to help others. Francesca was real, and she was perfect to me. Unfortunately, there is still so much work to be done, and I hope the stories of so many of these kids can be a call to action to many of you to help us raise more money for this fight, because that can only be done with more funding. Sadly, the pharmaceutical industry has left kids behind. We still have childhood cancers that are universally fatal upon diagnosis. That's an injustice, and it's unfair, and it is up to us to change it. Improving outcomes won't be simple. Given the small number of patients, it's unlikely that our profit-driven industry will ever develop a drug for pediatric brain cancers, and to date, that has never happened, ever. The billions being spent by private industry are left behind for childhood cancers. It is up to us to make change, and we can do that together. The largest funders of childhood cancer research are the government and private charity. Oncologists use this money towards clinical trials with adult cancer drugs. These trials take years, and they cost millions of dollars, and your donations can really make a difference for this important work. Just to give you an example, the type of cancer that our daughter had was only classified in the 1990s. It was universally fatal until some incredible oncologists, including ours at Dana-Farber, helped develop a protocol that now lets 1/3 of the kids survive. That's real progress. And every day they are working on new trials, many of which are showing promise in preventing relapse and saving more and more kids. They can only do that because of organizations like this one. And knowing firsthand the limited options for treatments, this funding has just gone such a long way and will continue. Even though I'm in the midst of so much heartbreak over my daughter's death, I'm filled with a lot of hope. Seeing everyone here today, and just knowing the advances that is being made with all of the funding, knowing that so many doctors and researchers are working so hard, even with the odds they face, to create better outcomes for children. It is knowing firsthand so many families that have kept their children alive and even seen them thrive through several relapses through just their own sheer will and determination, even when doctors told them there was nothing they could do, even when the odds seemed long and hard. It's the spirit of so many cancer families and children, those who have survived, those who have passed like my daughter, and those who are still fighting and coming together to fight for more funding, for better treatments, and for letting the world know that childhood cancer is real. It is watching families turn their greatest heartbreak into hope, fighting in their child's memory so other families won't have to go through what they went through. There's a lot of reasons we need to do this. The average child who has cancer loses 70 years of life. That's 70 years of life my daughter won't get to live. Globally, we lose millions of years each year when children die of cancer. We are losing generations of children, and unfortunately, we aren't doing enough. For those children who do survive, unfortunately, the immediate and long-term challenges related to their cancer treatment are often a continuing burden. Families will face many times tens of thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket medical costs related to physical, speech, and emotional therapy over the years. Curing childhood cancer doesn't just mean survivorship, but developing less toxic treatments. And there's so much work to be done. When Beans died, I received this nice message from a total stranger that I just want to share with you all. She said to me, "Her life is not going to be measured in time, but instead of the love you feel for her. You have had the gift of knowing a love that steals your heart. Be kind, be empathetic. I will never be the person I was before my daughter died, but I am accepting who I am. Treat others with respect because you don't know what they're going through. That's what Francesca taught me, and she continues to teach me. We will never forget her, and we will never give up this fight for her and every other child." I'm really honored to be able to introduce our next speaker, who, I don't know how many of you know Ellyn, but she's just like the most amazing person in the world. Her daughter, Gabriella, passed away from cancer, and a bill was passed in her daughter's name that has funded a lot of research at the National Institute of Health. And Ellyn's working to pass another bill. I don't want to spoil your speech, but Ellyn's just incredible and was one of the first people I met after my daughter died, and I wanted to get involved in advocacy. So just give her a huge round of applause, please.
Andrew was so amazing. Please give him another round of applause. And he's actually funny because I'm not at all talking about the legislation, so you have to find out about that another way. I am truly honored to be here tonight with all of you to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Lila Bean Foundation Gala. Thank you, Nicole and Mike, and especially thank you to Lila and Braden for bringing us all together tonight. My daughter, Gabriella, was 9 years old when she was diagnosed with a terminal upon diagnosis brain cancer called DIPG, diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. This is the same brain cancer that Neil Armstrong's daughter, Karen, died from back in 1962. 60 years later, and children that are diagnosed with this cancer receive the exact same ineffective treatment. But yet, in those 60 years, we have gotten men to the moon and safely back home. We've got a rover on Mars. We can chart meteors that will never enter our atmosphere in the deepest depths of the ocean. Science and technology is there. But why is it then that we can't solve something that's just a couple of inches under our skin? In the 80s, AIDS was a death sentence. Today, it's a chronic disease. A handful of years ago, Ebola was also a death sentence. Now it's curable. The science and the medicine is there. We can and are finding cures. Do you know why we have made these tremendous accomplishments? It's because we have made them a national priority, and now we must make our children that are battling cancer a national priority as well. 2 weeks before Gabriella died, she was interviewed and asked what message she had to help children that are like her, and she replied, "Stop talking and start doing." On October 26th, we just actually passed 8 years since Gabriella died. And in those 8 years, daily diagnosis of cancer have increased from 36 to 47 kids that are diagnosed every day. This means that in the 8 years since my daughter died, over 137,000 parents have heard the words, "Your child has cancer." In this world where we have access to the greatest minds in science, medicine, and technology, you might be wondering why we don't have cures for our children. And you know what? The answer is simple, but it's also tragic. We lack the funding for the research to be done. And this is where you all can help. But first I want to tell you a little story. We met the Giroux family in the hospital. Gabriella and Lila would meet every week for their weekly clinics. And prior to their doctor's appointments, when they were waiting, they would do art projects together. And if Nicole or I didn't bring the proper supplies for them, Lila would grab Gabriella's hand and take her behind the nurse's station and start rifling through all the drawers until she found the stuff that she needed. Exactly. And so Gabriella, who was 10 at the time, would say, Lila, I don't think we're supposed to be doing that. And Lila kind of waved that away and said, if we don't have what we need, we can't finish our project. So what I would actually like to do is ask if Lila and Braden and Caitlin, if you would just stand up, please. Caitlin's dad is the Lila Beans board president, and her brother Jack passed away 7 years ago. So now what I want to say is you all have one of these, yeah? Can you all hold them up for me, please? That was easy to do, wasn't it? Come on, everybody, hold them up. Get used to doing that, guys. We need you to do that, okay? Yeah, thank you. Okay. That was super easy. And so in just a little while, we are going to be asking you to raise these cards and make a donation. And it is imperative that you do so because siblings belong together, not missing each other because one of them is in the hospital or no longer here. And so in honor of Lila and another Beans, Francesca, and in honor of Jack and my daughter, Gabriella, and countless other children, please help Lila finish her project, stop talking, and start raising your panel. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a video message from the Jack Persord Courage Award sponsor, the V3 Gate Foundation. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tad Rozanka, and I'm the chairman of the V3 Gate Foundation. We're an organization whose primary goal is to support the U.S. military and their families, and we support other charitable communities as well. We were founded just this year by the 4 principals of V3 Gate and have contributed more than $70,000 to some truly incredible organizations, including the Wounded Warrior Project, the Quality of Life Foundation, Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, and of course, the Lila Bean Foundation. We are honored to sponsor the Jack Preston Persord Courage Award for the 2nd year in a row. This award is in honor of Jack Preston Persord, who was diagnosed at 4 months old with an inoperable pediatric brain tumor. Jack bravely battled this tumor for almost 4 years until he passed away on February 1st of 2013. The spirit of this award reflects a happy soul who starts the day with a smile. Despite the challenges these children face, they do it with courage, and they do everything they can to bring out the best in others. They are indifferent of their limitations, and that affects others around them in a positive and inspirational way. They motivate us to focus on what's important in life in a peaceful, caring, and loving way. While I can't be there in person tonight, I am pleased to introduce my fellow B3 Gate Foundation board member, Guy Nielsen, along with Jack's parents, JP and Bev Broussard, to present this year's Courage Award. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this impactful event.
Good evening, everyone. The V3 Gate Foundation is truly honored to support the Lila Bean Foundation. I'd like to personally thank our friends and the Lila Bean founders, Mike and Nicole Giroux, and Lila and Braden, everybody, for allowing us to be part of this very important initiative. We're especially grateful, a little closer, especially grateful to be the presenting sponsor of the Jack Preston Broussard Courage Award for the second time. The bravery and courage that our beautiful young angels and their families take on to battle this terrible disease is nothing less than inspiring. It takes the form of unwavering and often silent and private bravery and perseverance. And they tackle the daily challenges with a happy heart and a smile. In doing that, they touch others and they remind us what is important in life. This is real courage, and this is the essence of the award. With that, I'd like to ask the family of Jack Preston, his wonderful family, Father JP, wife Bev, Sister Caitlin, to come up and join me in presenting the award.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see a bunch of smiling faces, I've got to tell you. I think the video did a fantastic job talking about the essence of the award. You know, when Jack passed, we wanted to do something to honor him, but we also wanted to do something to recognize the families and other kids that go through this awful disease. As we learned more about the recipient this year, it was clear that there was a connection between Jack and Cameron. So, first, that beautiful smile that brightens a room, that positive energy, that personality that just engulfs the room. It is our distinct honor to present the 2021 Jack Preston Courage Award to Cameron and the Cornos. Oh boy, this could get challenging. Oh my God. Someone get ready to catch us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are we?
Oh yeah, we're doing.
Oh, we're taking pictures. Sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, I was like, hang on. I was like, you're staying up here. All right. I don't know where to put it. Is that allowed? Whew. All right. Well, first off, thank y'all so much for honoring our courageous Cameron and supporting the Lila Bean Foundation and the fight against pediatric brain cancer. There are so many people and organizations that have helped our family over the past 19 months, but an extra special thank you goes out to those here tonight, both in the room and online. I don't know where I'm supposed to look, maybe back there. Thank you. And Cameron's medical team, obviously, her doctors, surgeons, nurses, therapists, social workers, child life, all of them. The list goes on. Dr. Calhorn and Dr. Renner, specifically from Georgetown, and Dr. Ladra Sibley, Dr. Huang, who's here tonight. Dr. Huang, I don't know where you are, but thank you for coming. Dr. Keating, Dr. Packer, I think they're online. From Children's, thank y'all so much. Our support system of friends, wherever you are. Caring Bridge followers, the relay team, meal train chefs, Cam's crew, all of y'all, thank you so much. Our colleagues, they really stepped up when we needed support. Cameron's teachers and babysitters, 3 are here tonight. Cancer parents who guided us. JP Bev, obviously, Nicole and Mike, thank you. Anyone who's ever donated our families, oh my gosh, thank you for coming in town, attending virtually from New Jersey to Texas. We got honeymooners on the line. Thank you so much. And just to our incredible parents, Cameron's grandparents, Mimi and Popsy and Nona and Baba. Yeah. And most importantly, to Lila and Jack and Beans and Gabriella. I'm so glad I learned about y'all. The inspiration that brought us all here tonight. And pass the money.
It's truly an honor to receive this award. Cameron, I think I speak for her here that Jack's bravery obviously inspires us as a family. And it's our hope that Cameron's story will, of bravery and courage, will inspire everyone in this room and everyone that's attending virtually. Connecting our family with Jack and Nicole and obviously the foundation, connecting this network, motivating each of you guys to show tonight, both here and online, is obviously an inspiration to us. People have told us the first time that they ever prayed was for Cameron. People tell us every day that she's an inspiration. People say that they now live their lives differently because of her. And to some extent, that's just the beginning. On Friday, March 27th of 2020, which was roughly a week into this COVID thing that we got going on, we found out that there was a tumor the size of about a clementine at the top of Cameron's brainstem at the bottom of her brain. And obviously our lives were drastically changed forever. When we wheeled her down into emergency surgery, and to some extent an expression of her bravery, she could barely hold her head up, and she was in an intense amount of pain. And as she went back into the surgical room, she held up her fist and gave Mom and Dad both knuckles, which, you know, is a fist pump, and has been basically our Cameronism for the next 18 months. Throughout her recovery, she had to learn how to walk again, eat, talk, and obviously through treatment to kill every remaining cancer cell in her body. Cameron's courage was completely on display, going on long walks throughout the hospital, breaking all the COVID rules that we were dealing with, turning hospital beds into spaceships, and having dance parties with the Ivy Tower. Fast forward to today, Cameron is making Jack incredibly proud with her progress. She's crushing dance class, school, soccer, making new friends, jumping in pools, and most recently, and most importantly, making Jack really proud with her accomplishment of swim lessons.
All right, I swear we're almost done. Cameron's incredible team at Children's National, I already said some of them are here tonight, Dr. Wong, led the research for the Children's Lab, the Brain Tumor Institute. Nicole told y'all about that. And it's their studies that have influenced Cameron's treatment plan and have gotten us to this point where Cameron will hopefully be done with chemo next month and ring the chemo bell on December 2nd. But who's counting? So not only that, their studies have, yeah, she's excited, that's her happy dance. Their studies and updated treatment plan increased Cameron's chances of long-term survival. Obviously, that's a big deal, all funded by organizations like the Lila Bean Foundation. And just these are the studies that they've supported and will continue to support. And they've already made a difference in our lives, obviously in Cameron's life, and will continue to make an impact for kids in the future. So Cameron would like to challenge each of y'all to live differently. So live your lives for Cameron, Jack, Lila, Beans, Gabriella, and the 15,000 kids currently fighting brain cancer. I think that statistic's right, but it's a lot. So choose to find the positivity, be brave, be courageous, and most importantly, if you can't tell, find the fun in every moment, like our girl Cameron. And thank you again for supporting Courageous Cameron, supporting the Lila Bean Foundation, and together we are Cam Strong.
Cameron. Let's hear it for Cameron and the whole Corno family. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and bringing some positivity and giving us all a new way to look at a lot of things. Thank you so much to the Corno family. All right, I got a suit on because it's time for business. Y'all ready for business? So if the control room can hang on for 1 second, we're going to roll a video in just a minute. But I want you to think of two things while we play this video. Think of what would happen if your phone rang and someone in your life had gotten a diagnosis of pediatric brain cancer, of brain cancer in general. This hits close to me. I've had that happen in the last couple months. So think through that, and as you watch the video, please watch it through that lens. And then think, number two, what we can all do together in this room tonight, how we can all come together, the support we can do as a team, as a unit, to help crush pediatric brain cancer, and what we can do when we raise the paddle, which we're going to do in just a few minutes, and what level you can come in and support at, because we want to get 100% of support in the room tonight to help the Lila Bean Foundation with a big 10th anniversary, big total. So with that, sorry to go off script and make you guys all pause back there, but let's roll the video from Peter Davis and the incredible crew at DC Collective.
Cameron came into this world a perfect little baby with big old eyes, and we had a lot of family around.
Lila was born in June 2008, and such a joyful occasion, our second child, and so fun to have a girl come into our family.
He was the kid that lit up a room. He just did everything with joy, and he loved life.
He had a beautiful smile. He had a really beautiful smile.
Becca was our second child, and very active. We're a sports family. My husband and I both played sports. We love watching sports, and Becca, like everybody else, was active in sports. Our cancer journey started when she was 10. She was getting ready for bed, and she looked at me like she didn't know who I was. And it took a minute, and I went and got my husband, and she just was staring, and she continued to have what we now knew were strokes. She went to the local emergency room. They didn't quite know how to handle what she had. They didn't know quite how to manage her situation. And when the nurse came out a second time and told us to call the priest, we were very concerned.
We were noticing some challenges that he was having with kind of stumbling. His balance was really off. He was having some headaches, and we weren't really sure what was going on. And we ended up taking him in for an MRI, and they found a tumor.
She starts vomiting occasionally, off and on, every couple days. Pediatrician was like, I believe you. You know in your gut something's wrong. I'm going to get you directly admitted to Georgetown because they do a direct admission, and we'll run a bunch of tests and we'll get to the bottom of this. So they did a CT, and that's when they saw that there was something going on, and they rushed her in for an emergency MRI. And the resident comes in, and she was like, Cameron has a tumor about the size of a clementine. We need to do emergency surgery. She's got severe hydrocephalus. And we need to take her to the OR right now. And I'll never forget, this was obviously one of those moments in your life that you know your lives are changed forever.
I don't think anything can prepare you for that moment when the doctor comes in to say, you know, your child has a mass in their brain.
I remember that day in the room when they told us it was glioblastoma, and I just was like, "What? What the hell is that?" I'd never heard of it before. And then they tell you that it's terminal, and your life just changes.
Within a very short period of time, he had 2 brain tumor surgeries, resections that were followed by a number of other surgeries to put in a port, to get a spinal tap, and really to prepare him for significant radiation and chemo that would follow. You know, left the hospital in a wheelchair, was in a wheelchair and a walker, had a number of just terrible side effects from the treatment. I do look and I think of, you know, what would be different, not just for him now, but for his future, if he had the appropriate drugs, the appropriate treatment that should be for kids, not for adults.
Lila's first treatment was a combination of 3 pretty toxic drugs: cisplatin, which, among other things, is known to cause long-term hearing loss; etoposide, which is known to cause a lot of things, but secondary cancers are a big one; and Avastin. So the really bad ones.
One of the first chemo that we gave her, it was a pill, and we give it to her once a day, and we put it in a styrofoam cup, and it immediately burned through the styrofoam cup because we were told not to touch it. And I looked at my husband Joe, and I said, "What are we giving her? I mean, what price are these children paying for the treatments that are hopefully going to save their lives? What are the long-term effects that come about because of those treatments?"
Often we need to decide what dose of radiation therapy to give a young child. On the one hand, a higher dose may provide a better chance of survival, but at the same time be more toxic and result in more cognitive delays. This creates an impossible choice for a family between survival and quality of life.
She couldn't talk, she couldn't eat, she couldn't lift her head up, she couldn't sit, crawl, walk. I mean, you name it. Like, she was a newborn in an 18-month-old body. We're making the hardest decisions of our lives. And like, our kid's like a shell of a child.
I spoke at a conference in 2014. Before I went and spoke, I talked to one of the doctors there who I had worked with on other issues. And I asked him, what would Becca be treated with if she were going to be diagnosed now? He said, unfortunately, for children with brain tumors, there is no treatment any different from what she had 30 years ago.
I think the biggest surprise to me was the treatment options are extremely limited. Surgery, chemotherapy, radiation. There just aren't a lot of options. It's with your help that more of these options come available.
There's a lot of very promising new avenues for therapy that are being developed currently, but realizing the potential of those avenues requires money, requires resources for the research to happen, to develop all the way through to a clinical trial, to prove the effectiveness and the superiority of new therapies.
Pediatric brain cancer research is extremely complicated and multi-layered. Not something that the average person would know or understand. I certainly didn't. It's hard for these doctors and researchers to get the support and the funding they need. I felt a strong pull to start to do something to raise money to figure this issue out.
One of the most impressive things about the Lila Bean Foundation over 10 years is that it's still active and growing. The mission has become so much more vibrant and broad, We're now reaching a national audience in regards to donors, but also in regards to our impact, funding programs that are making a difference all around the country.
I think what's so interesting about Lila Bean is it has made it to that 10-year mark, which is a huge success, but they're also nimble and they can kind of find the new treatments, the things that are cutting edge. They're looking for the new things that could really be the cure.
When I think about what the Lila Bean Foundation has done and will continue to do in raising money for research and finding new clinical trials, there's nothing more important than that. And my hope is that in the future, kids like Ben and Lila won't have to go through what our children went through, and that they'll live not just long lives, but the quality of life will be what it should be, and our kids deserve that.
I'm just so grateful for anyone involved, anyone that's ever donated, anyone that will donate, because the Children's National Team runs the Brain Tumor Institute that Lila Bean Foundation has already donated so much money to. And it's studies like the study that ended in May 2020 that gave our doctors the data to make a more informed decision on Cameron's care, which ultimately increased her survivability rate by 10%. That's a lot.
Research has progressed, and we personally are blessed enough to see firsthand how there are different options available today for treatment. And as much progress as we've made in the last 10 years, it's not enough. When we held our first event 10 years ago, there were no drugs approved specifically for pediatric brain cancer. And still today, 10 years later, there are no drugs approved specifically for pediatric brain cancer.
Becca's legacy is sitting here in front of you. And I think that is the legacy that we are so proud of and happy that, we see in our children.
I think Will would want people to never give up hope, because he didn't. And I think he would just want people to fight for finding a way to end this disease.
You always wait till your kids grow up to do something amazing and to see what they're going to become. And I think for us, it was a concern that we would never see what he might become. But I look at him and I think he was my hero at 7 years old. He's fought more in this world than many people will ever have to. And he's triumphed in a lot of ways. And I just couldn't be more proud of him. He's amazing.
One thing I'm really looking forward to when I grow up is my ability to make change. It feels like, if I can survive cancer, I can probably do so many other great things for the world. Thank you so much for donating to this great organization. It's really helpful so that kids don't need to go through the same thing that me and Lila did.
Thank you for all your support. You have no idea what it means to kids like me and families like mine. Every dollar counts.
I just can't believe, that we've gone from the party in our backyard to raising, over $2 million. Thank you for your support over the past 10 years. Thank you for being part of the Lila Bean Foundation community.
What an incredible video. Wow. So now is the time we can all come together to make an impact with Raise the Paddle. Anybody new to Raise the Paddle? This is so much fun. It's where everybody raises the paddle at the number that feels comfortable to you. If you're drying your eyes and the paddle goes up, you're going to get charged. I'm just letting you know right now. Sorry. I'm going to say your number when we hit the level you're comfortable with. And you know what? Let's do a free one. Everyone throw your paddles in the air. This one's free. Everyone put your paddle in the air. We're going to call out 205 and 138 and 129 and 109 and 268. So we're going to try to get to $75,000 in the room tonight with everybody participating at 100%. And I know we can do it. And I'm not allowed to elbow your neighbor, but if you want to elbow your neighbor, that's totally fine too. So we're going to get started. And let me know by raising your paddle if anyone in the room is comfortable at the level tonight of $1 million. Hey, I figured I'd ask. You know, if you don't ask, you don't know. So we'll see where we can go from there. Is anyone in the room able to do $10,000 for the Lila Bean Foundation tonight? Right there, 105. Thank you so much. 105, thank you. At the $10,000 level, does anybody want to join 105? We can make this happen real fast at 75 if everyone gets involved at 10,000. Last call for $10,000. 105, anybody want to join 105 tonight? We've got spotters in the room as well. Going twice. Last call. Right there at the buzzer. Thank you so much. Number 127. Thank you very much. 105 and 127 at $10,000. Last call. Does anybody else want to join them? This is fun. Hey, we got another one. 104. Thank you so much to 104. Last call for $10,000. Thank you so much to our 3 contributors at $10,000. You're amazing. And we've got our handy-dandy thermometers on the side. Our friends watching on the stream are getting involved as well, too, on their bidding app, so you may be seeing it go up. That's our friends watching from Paris to Kansas City and everywhere in between, and we appreciate them. It costs $5,000 roughly to do the genome of just one child with cancer. Think about that when we think about the $5,000 level. Is anybody available and willing to help us out at $5,000 tonight? Right there, 138. Thank you so much. 138. We've got 208. Thank you so much. 130. Thank you very much. Number 130. Right over here. This side of the room is waking up. I love it. 190. 190. Right back there at 229. 229. Thank you so much. My left, how we doing? All right, 106. 106 and 135 and 256. All right. Hey, people on my right, how we doing? What's going on? Just got 3 over there. Are we thinking anyone else at $5,000 going once? $5,000. Second call for $5,000. All right, last call for $5,000. Thank you so much to our $5,000 contributors. For our next level, let's go to $2,500. $2,500 to get your paddle in the air. This is going to help with research with DNA and with RNA and with somebody who does entertainment stories on TV for a living doesn't understand, but I know it's very important. Let's get going at $2,500. Right there, already we're doing it. 2, 1, 2, and 144, and 207, and 133, and 118, and 165. Thank you so much. 246 right over there, and 126. We've got 206. We've got 113. By the way, thanks to the people who are wooing. It's very helpful. I appreciate it. It gets my attention. Our wooers are making it happen. $2,500 level. This is so much fun. I'm having a blast. You guys having a good time? This is the most fun I've had in Chevy Chase since the pandemic has been over. Second call, 227 back there at $2,500. All right, second to last call at $2,500. $2,500. Last call for $2,500. I know some of you like to keep the suspense up, and I appreciate that. All right, that is a close on the $2,500 level. Who is feeling like $1,000 is where they want to fall? 200. I know you were waiting for me. You're like, I'm in. Let's do it. 200, 139, 102, 249, 269, 108, 103. Hi, how's it going? 214, 254, 181, 142. This is also a great eye exam for the moderator. I think that's 209. You're right in the light there. 260, 175. People on the left, I didn't forget about you. I'll be there in a second. 260, 202, 203, 134. I see you right in front of the light, but I can't see what your number is. 191. I just trusted her. I maybe charged someone $1,000 just now. I don't know. She seems very trustworthy, though. Hi, people on the left. How we doing? 251 137 197. Thank you, sir. 150 162 174. People in the light. I think I see 180. And I see you back there, but I can't see you right in the light. 233 at the $1,000 level. Oh my goodness. Last call at $1,000. Anybody? Last call? Right there. Thank you very much. 124. Hey, more shouting. I love it. 238. My goodness. 238. Last call at $1,000. All right. Thank you so much at the $1,000 level. Who's feeling good at $500? Normally the folks at the bar are like, yeah, that's me. 176. 220, 241, 234, 210, 195, 161. Sir, I see your sign, but you're right in the light. 125, 131, 213, 129, 225, 194, 201. Oh my goodness. Hi, front row, how we doing? 230. 230 is in as well. $500. Last call at $500. Oh my gosh, I see people by the lights. 253. 117. All right, 253 and 117. You're waving back there to give us money. You're amazing. At 116. 216. 216. 216. 159. And 153. 159, 153. Awesome. Thank you so much. People in front of the lights are so generous. All right, let's do the $250 level. $250. Does that feel good to you? Right over here at 192 and 236. Thank you so much. 250 at 224. Back there, 250 at 224. Last call at 250. 183. 183. Thank you. 262. 155. 196. This is truly a team effort. Thank you. You're getting my blind spots. I love it. What is it? 261. Right there. 261. Thank you. Last call at 250. Last call for 250. Woo! Thank you very much. Oh, at the buzzer. 145. Thank you so much. 145. Thank you. 265. I love it. And we'll do one more round at $100 to try to get that 100% participation at $100. That is 267 141 268. Thank you so much. 205. Thank you. 219. Last call for $100. 204. Thank you so much, 204. One last call at $100. Last call. Thank you so much. OMG, look at the thermometers. $140. $1,000 in the room just now. Just now. Let's hear it for everyone in the room. And everyone watching in Paris and Washington State and everywhere in between. My gosh, this is amazing. Let's keep the fun going. So I have heard so much about the famous Lila Bean Foundation live auctions. We're going to do that now. We have two awesome packages in the live auctions. I've heard the Kinlock Golf outing has gotten a little aggressive in the past, which is fantastic because it's all for a great cause and it's all to support the Lila Bean Foundation. I'm going to bring Sarah up here as well. So Sarah's going to join us. If you're watching on the feed and you want to bid on one of these live auction items, like in the olden days, they would call the phone to the auction house. You can text Sarah at is this your number? Oh, this is her number. Okay. 240-678-6549. 240-678-6549. Sarah, you're a very brave person. So if we can give Sarah some microphone action so you can let us know if you hit a text or get a text message. For the Kinloch golf trip, it is for 6. It is 36 holes over 2 days. You're staying in beautiful accommodations. Your food and beverages included. Recognized as one of the most unique golf experiences in the country, these Virginia courses with Lester George and Vinnie Giles, Parkland style, 18-hole courses, and you're very lucky because the caddies, it says so right here, are very knowledgeable. So that's great. I've heard a rumor this was a hot item last time, so let's start the bidding at $10,000. I got $10,000 on Kinloch. Looking for $10,000. $10,000 to get us started at 126. $10,000 right there at 126. Looking for 10,100. Looking for 10,100. I got 10,000 over here. 10,100. How's the text message going? 10,100. This is for the Kinloch Golf Course, 36 holes over 2 days. I want to say a big thanks as well to Rock Spring Construction for making this happen. Thank you very much. $10,000, looking for 10,100. 10,100 right over there at 234. Thank you so much. I got 10,100. Do I have 10,002? 10,200. 10,500. Thank you, sir. You're helping me out here. 10,500. I got 10,500. Do I have 10,600? Number 126 is in at 10,500. Do I have 10,600? I'm seeing some eyes across the room. I got 10,500. Looking for 10,600. 10,600 right there at number 208. 10,600. We got 10,600. Looking for 10,700. I got 10,600. Looking for 10,700. 10,700 right here for number 160. I got 10,700. Looking for 10,800. I got 10,700 over here. Looking for 10,800. 10,800. Thank you very much. Number 208. Appreciate you. $11,000. The Cornell family's like, I'm not playing around. Like, let's go. 11,000 at 126. Looking for 11,100. We've got 11,000 looking for 11,100. 11,100 right over there. We got 11,100 looking for 11,200. Do we have 11,200? We have 11,100 looking for 11,200. We got 11,100 looking for 11,200. I got some people with their hands almost about to go up in the air. 11,200 right over there. We got 11,200 looking for 11,300. 11,200 looking for 11,300 or higher. You can do that. It's not golf rules. The higher you go, the better. 11,200 looking for 11,300. 11,300 right back there at 208. 11,300 is at 208. Looking for 11,400. I got 11,300 back here with 208. I'm just going to come out and hang out with you guys. 11,400. Maybe that's might be of interest. Okay, Ms. Cornell says no more. So 11,400. You're going 11,400? We got 11,400 right over here. 11,400 over there looking for 11,500. We're at 11,500. We're at 11,500. We're at 11,500 from 208. Looking for 11,600. We got a two-way bidding going. If anyone else wants to get in, we got 11,500. Looking for 11,600. Going once at 11,500. Looking for 11,600. 11,600 right here. Stewie's like, what is happening? 11,600 from number 126. We got 11,600. We have 11,700. 11,700. Thank you very much. We got 11,700. Looking for 11,800. We got 11,700. Hey, Sarah, how's the text number going? Nothing yet. All right, cool. It's all in the room. 11,700. Looking for 11,800. We got 11,700 going once. 11,800 right over here. 11,800. Looking for 11,900. Do you want to go higher than 11,900? We want to go 12. We got 12. Look at this. We're like being expeditious with our time. We got 12 over here. Looking for 12,100.
I'm a member of Kinloch. I will double this if 2 people.
You're a member of Kinloch, and you will do 2 of these.
Yes. We have 1
Yes.
going. I'll do a second.
We have 1 going. He'll do a second. Would you both do 1 at 12,000 each? Oh, now we're back. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right. So we're going for first and second prize here. We got 12,000. Do I have 12,100? I got 12,100. Do I have 12,200? 12,200 right here. I got 12,200. Do I have 12,300? 12,300? 12-3, do I have 12-4? I got 12-4, do I have 12-5? For 2. Yeah, so first place and second place. I got 12-1. Do I have 12-2? 12-2. Do I have 12-3? I got 12-3. 12-2, do I have 12-3? 12-3 right here. I got 12-3. Do I have 12-4? 12-4, I got 12-4 right over there. 12-4. Do I have 12-5? I got 12-5 right here. I got 12-5 here. I got 12-4 here. Do I have 12-6? I got 12-5 and 12-4. Do I have 12-6?
Per trip. Per trip.
Yes, per trip. Yes, per trip. Per trip. I got 12-5. I got 12-6. Do I have 12-7? 12-7 right there. Thank you so much. I got 12-7. You're in at 12-6. Do I have 12-8? I got 12-8. I got 12-7. Do I have 12-9? I got 12-8. Looking for 12-7. Looking for 12-9. 12-9, he's in. I got 12-9. I got 12-8. Do I have 3? 13. $13,000 right there. I got 13. I got 12-9. Do I have 13-1? 13-1. I got 13-1. You think you're confused. I got 13-1. I got 13. Do I have 13-2? 13 going once. Looking for 13-2. 13-2! Right over there. I got 13-2. I got 13-1. Do I have 13-3? 13-3 is the next bid. I got 13-1 and 2.
Tommy.
Looking for 13-3.
Tommy, we have an online bid.
We have a text bid?
Yeah, well, we're working on it, but yes, it's
So
coming
it's 13-3 is what we need up there.
The anticipation.
The anticipation. I got 13-1 here, 13-2 here, 13-3. What? 13-5. We got 13-5. So we got 13-5. Is there a 13-6? We got 13-5 over here. 13-6 is the next number. Mr. 208, 13-6? 13-6, we got 13-5. Looking for 13-7. 13-7! 13-7 and 13-6. Do we have 13-8? 13-8, we're out. We got 13-7 and 13-6. Going once. We're going to sell 2 of these at 13-6. Going twice. Sold! 2 trips to number 208 for 13-6 and Mr. Corno for 13-6. Number 256 made it happen. Please go to registration. They're going to have a lot of questions. Oh my goodness. Wow. They say what happens in Mexico stays in Mexico, but I feel like what happens in Colombia stays in Colombia. My goodness. This place is magical. Sarah, you ready to do our trip, our final trip to Mexico?
I'm ready. I think it's gonna be
Oh my God. We got a trip to Manzanillo, Mexico for 12. Check out the photos of this paradise villa. It's 6 nights, 6 king suites. Each couple gets their own bathroom, they get their own suite, they get a staff to make incredibly delicious food, to make you all your drinks. There's all kinds of activities. You can lounge by the pool, you can go ATVing. There's a lot going on here. I appreciate you. Yeah, tap the glass. That's a good idea. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everyone, can I grab your attention? We have one more item. One more item. This fantastic trip to Manzanillo, Mexico for 12. I hope you've seen it on your app. I hope you're ready to participate. We are going to start the bidding on this incredible trip for 6 couples, 12 people in Mexico for $10,000. Do I have $10,000 for this trip to Mexico, this fantastic trip to Mexico? Looking for $10,000 to get us started on this. Looking at 10. Looking for a starting bid at $10,000 for the trip to Mexico. Right over here, $10,000 at 220. We're already in we got $10,000. Do I have 10-5? Is anyone ready to do 10-5 for this trip to Mexico? $10,000 right over here, looking for 10-5. $10,000 going once. Looking for 10-5, I got $10,000 going twice. Hey, 10-5 right in the back at 246. 10-5, do I have 11? Thank you so much, 246. I got 10-5, do I have 11? I got 10-5 over there, looking for $11,000 on the trip to Mexico. 10-5 going once. We got 11 from 137. Thank you so much, 137. All right, we got ourselves some bidding. We got 11, do we have 11-5? Looking at number 220 for 11-5. Looking at 246 for 11-5. Are we interested? We got 11 over here at 137. We got $11,000 going once. We got $11,000 on this trip to Mexico. Less than $1,000 a person going twice. Wait, hang on, we got a text. We're texting. We're researching. It's the one below the U.S. Like it's the U.S. and then it's right below it. Oh, it's on the west coast of Mexico. The beautiful tropical west coast of Mexico. Right, so where's Manzanillo versus where's Mexico? Got it, okay. I got 11, looking for 11-5. $11,000 going once. $11,000 going twice. Are we good on the Google? Sold for $11,000 to number 137. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You're gonna have just the best trip ever and give us all so much FOMO on your Instagram. I can't even wait to see the photos. Let's bring Nicole back up here. What an amazing 10th annual Lila Bean Foundation Fall Ball.
Thank you, Tommy. Amazing work. I am incredibly blown away by your generosity tonight. Thank you so much. I just want to call my family up real quickly. Mike, Braden, Lila. I want you to come up here. Thank you so much. Thank you to my wonderful family. Thank you so much for being part of this community. We are going to make a difference for kids with brain cancer. Have a great night.